Well, we're going to go ahead and move into Ethereum here, guys. We're going to run through ETH pretty quickly, guys, because ETH is looking very similar to Bitcoin. And after that, we're going to go into a quick snapshot on Quant, Kadena, and DOT. So stay tuned for some of your favorite altcoin analysis. Right now, Ethereum is in a major downtrend, has been since it hit about $5,000, $4,800 on the 10th of November, and it has dropped 56% to a low of $2,200. So let me run through what my if-then statement is there on Ethereum. Everybody who is a programmer is saying, oh, if-then statements, I love those. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's an if-then statement. If Ethereum breaks $2,800, if Ethereum breaks this downtrend right here, if Ethereum out on the 3-daily chart has a bullish MACD cross, and if Ethereum on the 3-daily chart manages to break above the 14-day moving average, then, not before, then the bullish MACD convergence, divergence that we're seeing right here, and the bullish RSI divergence that we're seeing right here will come into effect, and we will see Ethereum rally to all-time high in the next 3 to 6 months. That's why I say that Ethereum and Bitcoin look very similar right now on the macro scale. They have different things going on down on the daily chart. They have different things going down on the shorter-term time frame, but frankly, I'm not doing trading for 12 hours a day. That's not my specialty. My specialty is to help you guys figure out where the market's going in the next 2 days to the next 2 to 3 months. That's really where I thrive as an analyst. So if Ethereum does everything I just said, breaks this moving average on the 3-daily chart RSI, has a bullish cross on the 3-daily chart MACD, breaks above $2,800, breaks above this downtrend, if it does all of that, then it will go back to all-time high in the next 3 to 6 months. But if Bitcoin fails to break to the upside and do what it's doing, and if Ethereum fails to have a bullish MACD cross, if it fails to break above this moving average on the RSI, if it fails to do all of that, then Ethereum will pull back down to $1,800, and it will follow suit with Bitcoin going down to $30,000. That is my if-then statement on Ethereum. Tim, though, I would love your opinion on this. It's actually very simple what I think about Ethereum right now. What do you think about this project and its price?
I'm looking at it right now. It is, as we've talked about the last couple of days, it is very similar to what's happening on Bitcoin, but there are some differences. And what I'm going to do, you talked about more long time frame stuff. What I want to show is on the hourly chart. And if you want to go to my chart real quick, Smay, I'm going to show you guys just one thing when it comes to divergence. You see this red line ascending right here. That is the uptick in price action. We are going up. This downtick that we're currently seeing, I just would not be surprised for us to come all the way down to this level, but then that's it. And the reason why is look at this flat level right here on our RSI. We had this level on the hourly chart back on the 27th of January. We had it right here on the 30th of January. And now it looks like we're approaching that level again. Could we break below it? Absolutely. But what we are setting up, and again, this is the flip side. We're talking about bearish divergence. What we're setting up is what we call medium bullish RSI divergence. It's a continuation pattern. We are currently in an uptrend, meaning our lows keep getting lower, our highs keep getting higher until we set a new lower low, meaning until we actually have one of these dips come down below 2,500, we are still in an uptrend. So it's one of those things. We can call it, if your opinion is the uptrend is over and we're going to the downside, great, that's your opinion. But as of right now, we are still in an uptrend. And what I'm seeing on this RSI on the hourly chart is actually the metrics showing that we're going to be having a continuation pattern. We're going to have that medium bullish RSI divergence. And I just would not be surprised to see us bounce right around this ascending level of support, continue to the upside. I'm not saying we're going to all-time high. I do think we're setting things up for here in the next couple of days to actually break this uptrend and go back down to the downside. Ethereum, I just would not be surprised for us to get back down to the levels of around 2,200. I know we've talked about 1,750. I've said before, I think 1,750 on Ethereum is correlated to if Bitcoin hits 25. I don't think that's happening. I think that more realistically, Bitcoin is going to around 30 to 32,000. Ethereum between 22 to 2,000 is my thoughts on the chart.
Boom. Well, there you go, guys. We're going to go ahead and move on now into Quant because this is a cryptocurrency that you guys keep asking us for. We love showing you guys analysis on cryptos that you are asking for. Quant right now is trading at $110, ranked 68 almost on CoinMarketCap, and is currently sitting at $1.3 billion in market capitalization. Over on its price, we can see that Quant rallied all the way up to $433 before dropping down to $85. It is currently, it pulled back in total 80%, and at the moment it is down 74% from all-time high. If we take a look at some of its technical indicators, we're going to find some interesting things. Number one, here on the 3-daily chart, we're actually in a very similar position that Ethereum is in. We want to see a 3-daily chart MACD cross bullish, and we also want to see a 3-daily chart RSI 14-day moving average cross bullish. Let me break that down again. We want to see a bullish MACD cross, and we want to see RSI break this trend line. That is, in simple terms, what we're looking for. Exact same thing we're looking for on ETH. Over the last 3 days, it's actually had a pretty strong bottom. Quant has responded very, very well to the bottoming formations that we are seeing on ETH and Bitcoin. And this is just another example of how the altcoins follow Bitcoin. It's actually up 14% today. It's the biggest gainer in the last 24 hours. Speaking of the last hours, if we look at the last hour, we can see that it actually rallied 13%, $14 in the span of just 1 hour. And it did have a pretty large drop following that. This rally that has been in effect since January 31st, so the last 2 days, is actually pretty strong. It's actually very encouraging as well, because Quant was in a falling wedge right here. Actually, you might call it a falling triangle pattern, and it's since broken bullish out of that with a lot of confirmation. So I'm actually pretty excited for everybody who's holding Quant. It looks pretty solid. Looking down here on the daily chart as well, we can see that we have a buy signal. Trend catcher, I can almost guarantee you, is green, although it might not be yet. Trend catcher is turning green. It just did 2 days ago. Now we just want to see bullish trend catcher, and then it's going to end up moving to the upside. That is what LuxAlgo is saying. So this market right now actually looks pretty good. What I will encourage you to remember is that Quant has done this before, had a confirmed buy signal, and it traded sideways. LuxAlgo is a phenomenal indicator, but it's not perfect, and LuxAlgo can't take into account everything that's happening on the fundamentals. So pay very close attention to the fundamental analysis on Quant, the development of it, the adoption of it, and the way that the space is growing, the development team, the leadership, the news, all of that, because it's going to play a huge role in this market. But at the moment, the price action looks like it is set up pretty well. I would give this another 3 to 7 days before you start betting that it's going to go into an uptrend, though. Even though we do have a buy signal on LuxAlgo, just like I said on Bitcoin, I would give this 7 to 10 days to really let itself confirm an uptrend before you get overly exuberant. It's very easy to say, okay, I'm going to buy the bottom. I'm going to go into an uptrend. I'm going to long it for a week. I'm going to close it. I'm going to be up 500%. Because I'm on 50x leverage and it went up 10%. Be careful with that mentality. You really want to wait to have a more confirmed uptrend. It is worth the wait. I'm serious, guys. It is so worth the wait to give time for that market to confirm itself. So that's my opinion on that. Moving on to Kadena. This is another project you guys are asking a lot about, KDA. It is ranked number 82 and sitting just under $1 billion in market capitalization. This is a layer 1 protocol that we've talked about on the channel before. They are attempting to build something with a fixed maximum supply of a billion coins, and it is trying to do be a store of value among other things, as well as the developmental cryptocurrency. But what we're seeing right now is actually pretty interesting. On the daily chart, it is in a downtrend according to LuxAlgo and has been for some time, but it actually also just broke below $7 down here to $5.68. Its chart looks remarkably similar to Bitcoin in the fact that it has had a drop, but over the last several days, the last week or so, it's having a weak uptrend. It's not a very strong uptrend, but it is definitely an uptrend. We see the same thing happening on Bitcoin, weak uptrend, but it is still there. Kadena at the moment looks almost identical. These two markets are very similar. What we're seeing with Kadena right now is it is in a falling bear flag. Or just a bear flag, we would call it. And that bear flag would give it a price target down here of $2.70. That actually would make some sense, no pun intended, because the previous high was at $2.50. So if Kadena does have a drop, you could expect it to pull all the way back down to $2.50. And to be honest with you guys, with the way that the project of Kadena is, it's probably going to need to have a very strong bull market in Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto markets for it to go into an uptrend. I have a feeling that anybody who would invest in Kadena right now, if Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano and AVAX and some of these other bigger projects go into an uptrend, they're probably going to just invest in those instead of KDA. Not knocking the project, seems like a pretty solid project, but I think this is one that would thrive during an alt season, not so much in an uncertain season, a turtle market like we're in right now. So I would be careful about buying the dip on this one. I would wait quite a bit for the cryptocurrency market to really start a major recovery. Now, taking a look at DOT, we have some interesting things showing up here. We did have this uptrend on Polkadot right there. That uptrend has since been invalidated, but it's also been updated. You can see we can just shift that uptrend a little bit, connect these two highs over here to this bottom, connect this bottom here, and then now we have an uptrend on Polkadot. Polkadot is a cryptocurrency that has phenomenal technical indicators. It is the leader in layer 0 interoperability protocols, and basically what that jargon means is that it is the leading cryptocurrency that brings together other cryptocurrencies. It's almost like how online you have, there's probably 20 billion internet-connected devices in the world. There are protocols that bring all of those devices together so that they can work together. That's what Polkadot does. It brings together all of these different blockchains, which are basically just digital computers, and helps them to interact with each other. It's a great project, and it's currently sitting at $20 billion market capitalization, and I do believe it deserves that. As far as the price action is concerned, it has retraced from $55 down 70% to a local low of $17. At the moment, it is looking like it is in a small bear flag as well, and that could lead it to go into a drop. If it did, its price target would be about $11, which would be the previous bottom down here. So that would make a lot of sense. A drop down to $10 to $11 is in the cards. That's our previous low back in July and also back here in January. I would, however, be very surprised to see Polkadot go below $10. Could it go down another 50% to $10? Absolutely, it could. In fact, it'd probably be healthy for it too, because it just needs a reset, just like the rest of the cryptocurrency markets. But frankly, I don't see it going below $10. If it does go down to $10, that's a great buying opportunity. If you're looking to get into Polkadot, I don't think it's too early to start dollar cost averaging. If you buy at $20 and you're planning on holding these purchases for a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're going to see a return. I do believe Polkadot will be well over $100 at some point in the future with the way its fundamentals are going. However, it could need a drop down to $10 first. So there's nothing wrong with setting up a recurring purchase, buying here and here and here and here and here and here and here, and then dollar cost averaging the bottom. And as it goes up later on in the year, along with the rest of the crypto markets, or maybe it goes up the next year and we go into a prolonged downtrend, whatever happens, Polkadot is a good project to hold long term, in my opinion, and dollar cost averaging it, I do not think is a bad idea.
Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely consider subscribing, because we're trying to help you become financially free in these cryptocurrency markets. And also consider following us on Twitter @CryptoJeb for more updates on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Peace.